Howdy, howdy. Welcome to my Week 13 NFL Power Rankings. My camera was not working, so we're just gonna film it this way. Number 32 here is the Tennessee Titans. The Titans get another week into the season and another loss. 30 to 24 against the Seahawks. They are not looking very impressive. Sorry for that. And they just kind of are the clear and obvious 32. 31, we have the Raiders. The Raiders got beat by the Browns 24 to 10. Um, and Shador Sanders, nonetheless. So Gino didn't. I mean, it could have been worse, 30 for 44. But both running backs weren't all that impressive. Um, yeah, number 30, we have the New Orleans Saints, also losing 24 to 10. This time it's to the Falcons. Um, Shuck, I mean, he's not. Tyler Shuck's not looking too bad. He's not doing too bad, but they kind of need their rushing game to improve. 29 is going to be the Jets. The Jets, I believe, didn't play, so they kind of just get a hang around, and 29 is the spot for them. 28 though is the Browns. I mean, they win against a Raiders team who's not very good, but they did win. That's their third of the year, and I think 28 is a good spot for them, especially since they've gone through some quarterback troubles again this season, starting Shador, Dylan Gabriel, Joe Flacco, just a whole bunch of obstacles. So 3-8, it could be worse. 27 is going to be the Commanders. The Commanders have been like really bad this season. It's really sad. Daniels going down. Um, I think it was Terry McLaurin was out for a little while. Just some injuries that are no good. But 27 just for all that. It could be worse. It could be worse. 26 is the Bengals. The Bengals are getting better, but they haven't quite shown it yet. They lost 26 to 20 to the Patriots. Joe Burrow, I believe, is supposed to be back this week, so they might win a game perhaps against the Ravens. Who knows? 25 Cardinals barely lost the Jaguars. The Jaguars win another game, but I mean it's not by much, and it's an overtime against the Cardinals. That's not very impressive. We'll get to the Jaguars here soon, but 25 for the Cardinals. 24 we have the Dolphins. The Dolphins have just I think they didn't play this past week, and if they did, it was just no, they didn't play. So I mean the Dolphins didn't look horribly bad so far. Well, no, they have. What am I talking about? They've looked horrible, but they've gotten a couple wins in a row, so that's why they're up this high. I don't know what I'm talking about. All right, 23 is the Giants. Now, the Giants are the first team eliminated from the playoffs. They are 2 and 10, and yet why are they at 23? Because they actually put up some fight. They they almost beat the Lions. They should have beaten the Lions this past week. Unfortunately, coaching issues kind of got in their way. Just the Giants have been fighting against every team that they play against. I'll even bring up their schedule here. They've got 34-27 Lions, lost by 7 to the Packers, lost by 4 to the Bears, lost by 10 to the 49ers, lost by 1 to the Broncos in that 33-point fourth quarter. Just a bunch of losses that are so close and they fight so hard. 23 for the Giants. 22 we have the Falcons. Haven't looked all that impressive, and then beat the Saints. Congratulations. 21 is the Vikings. Vikings lost to the Packers pretty bad, and I believe hearing that JJ McCarthy is on concussion protocol, so they could be starting Carson Wentz. That's not like a huge problem, but that's obviously not ideal. Um, 21 for the Vikings. 20 is the Panthers. Uh, Intercepted Brock Purdy 3 times, and yet still lost 20 to 9. Uh, I mean the Panthers, even though they're 6-6, definitely a average at best team. Oh, because they're 6-6. How about that? 19 is the Jaguars. They're 7-4. They barely beat the Cardinals. They honestly haven't looked that impressive. they destroyed the Chargers, so that was impressive. But I mean, they just something about the Jaguars just doesn't seem right, you know. And 18 is going to be the Cowboys. Great win against the Eagles, a good comeback. They were down 21-0, and their defense shut down the Eagles' offense. Uh, Great work from Dak Prescott to lead them to the victory. Brandon Aubrey sneaks in that game-winning field goal, and Cowboys move on. They could get a little higher in these rankings, but I think 18 is probably going to be their spot for the year. 17 is the Chargers. The Chargers have either looked great or abysmal, and this week they had a bye, so they looked like neither. Getting destroyed by the Jaguars, though, is not good, and so they stay at 17, or go down to 17. 16 is the Steelers, losing to the Bears. The Bears are not that good, despite their 8-3, I believe, record. Um, yeah, no, the Steelers just kind of are a team that'll probably win one more game than they lose. So 15 is going to be the Bears. Initially, like right before I started recording this, I had the Bears at 11, and then I thought to myself, would I believe that the Bears beat any of the top 14 teams? Absolutely not. So I dropped them down to 15 despite their 8-3 record. Caleb Williams doesn't look bad. He's obviously leading them to victories, so that's huge for them. Um, Another great week for him actually this week. So uh, Bears slotting in at 15. 14 is the Texans. This is a team that has finally looked good. Uh, they beat the Bills on Thursday Night Football. That's a huge win for them. And we're finally starting to see towards the latter half of this season, the good teams that we thought were going to be good are finally getting back up to the top 15 or top 14, almost top 10. And that includes the Buccaneers though. Or that doesn't include the Buccaneers. They're free falling right now. Another loss, I believe, to the Rams. Yeah, and it wasn't close either. This is just tragic for them. I mean, I believe that's their third loss in a row. Kind of a tough schedule here, but you gotta at least win one. But the Buccaneers aren't able to do that, and they're at 13. 12 is the Bills, and I know the Bills just lost to the Texans, who are at 14. However, just Josh Allen can do incredible things. We'll see if that stays the course. Honestly, if they don't look impressive next week, they might drop further down than the Texans. So 12 is where they are initially. 11 is the Ravens. Finally, after starting 1-5, they are now 6-5, leading the division. And I mean, they finally found some life. They're almost in the top 10, even at 6-5. And so we finally seen the Ravens that we thought we were going to see. 10 is going to be the Chiefs. The Chiefs are what, 500? Oh no, 6-5. Sorry. And I mean, Mahomes is no longer like carrying them to the best of his abilities. It's, I mean, they're still a good team though. I wouldn't doubt on the Chiefs. 9 is going to be the 49ers. Beating the Panthers 20-9 just kind of feels like a good spot to put them at 9. I feel like if you beat the Panthers 20-9, I think that's just number 9 is a good spot for them. Number 8 is the Colts taking another loss, this time to the Chiefs. That's right. That's what happened with the Chiefs this week. In overtime, another overtime, actually. I think the Colts went to overtime either last week or 2 weeks ago against the Falcons. I can't remember how long ago that was, but the Colts have not looked incredible as they were to start the season, and so I think 8 is a good spot for them. 7 is going to be the Packers. The Packers destroy the Vikings 23-6. I don't know if you can call that destroy, but the Packers they look good and they play good. They get to be good at number 7. 6 is the Broncos. This is just like a tentative 6. I don't like them here. They have not played like the 6th spot, but you know, whatever. They're 9-2. You kind of have to give them something. Kind of just got to throw them a bone. So they're at number 6, just missing the top 5. But number 5 is the Lions. Should have lost to the Giants. Didn't, and that's what I like to see. Jahmyr Gibbs locked in. I have him on fantasy, 97 points. Our point system is a little off, as you could probably hear from 97. But 97 nonetheless from Jahmyr Gibbs. I love that. Uh, the Lions, I mean, somehow fought to beat the Giants, which is a sad statement, but they did. They rallied. They did well. Number 5. Number 4 is the Eagles. Having lost to the Cowboys, that's not great. You hate to see it as a Cow or as an Eagles fan, but you live and you learn. This Eagles offense has to lock in. The defense has looked all right, but 4 I think is still a good spot. Could be a little lower, could be maybe even a little higher, but I don't know. 4 feels good. 3 is the Patriots. Just beat the Bengals, I believe. Yep, 26-20. Drake May has continued looking like a amazing human being. Just awesome. Drake May has been incredible this season. Hopefully he garners some MVP votes because I do like the guy, as does everyone else. Number 2 is the Seahawks. The Seahawks beat the Titans. Nothing too impressive there, but they move up because the Eagles lost. And then finally, number 1. Now it's like for sure their number 1 team. They absolutely destroyed the Buccaneers 34-7. Just wasn't close. Stafford is playing like he's Tom Brady, and I mean, unreal stuff. The Rams just look so much better than every team they play. Uh, they are by far and away the best team in the NFL. But let me know what you think. Um, where are some of the teams that you thought that I placed them wrong? It could be the Bears. I mean, it could be any team really. Just let me know what you think in the comments down below, and thank you very much for watching. Adios.